Hi and good evening, YouTube friends, and thanks for joining me for another session of Debbie Reynolds TV here on YouTube. I'm delighted to be with you all this evening, and I've got a topic to talk about that I'm very super excited about. Previously, I had done a YouTube video on a product from Awakend called Uplift, and it was more of a broad, generic type of a video, a lot of information given to you, but it was still much more generic in terms of what nootropics or nootropics do for the brain and the body. This video is very specific as far as what Uplift does for you. So before I get started and we do a deeper dive into this product, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Hit the comments if you want to. I would love to engage in conversation with you. I'd love to share more information about this with you if you would like it. So just click in the comments below at any point in time and I'll get more detailed information back to you and we can start a conversation about this. So first of all, let's talk about a few basics about the brain that I think are pretty phenomenal. The brain weighs between 3 to 5 pounds, but it consumes about 20% of your resources. And by that, I mean it consumes about 20% of your oxygen, of the food and the fuel that you intake into your body, the energy that you have. 20% is required by your brain, for this tiny little brain that's up here in between your two ears. So when we think about that small organ, 3 to 5 pounds, that is all powerful in our bodies, consumes a huge percentage of our energy. 20%, guys, that's a lot. Now I think about people who buy cat food, dog food, fish food, you name it food, and they even buy special foods for their pets, which I'm not opposed to that. Trust me, I'm a pet lover. But at the same time, are you purchasing and are you doing the special things that you need to do to make sure that your brain is taken care of? And that's becoming more and more important for all of us now as we learn about brain health, brain fitness, what can help prevent your brain from aging faster than it needs to, because we have products that are available now. The research that they're capable of doing on the brain these days due to technology is showing us more and more and more and helping us understand what we need to do to make our brains fit, healthy, and to last us for a long lifetime. So here we go on Uplift and some of the ingredients in it. I was very fortunate to be on a call with Shawn Wells, who is a very famous formulator, and he's the one who formulated this product, put all the ingredients together in the exact right clinical proportions, and I've learned so much from it that I just had to share it with you guys so that you could know how fabulous it is. First of all, we have something called adaptogens, and many of you have heard the word adaptogens a number of times, and maybe you don't really know what it means, but here's the definition. It helps your body to adapt. Well, wow, what does that mean? It helps your body to adapt anytime there is a stressful situation, whether that means physiologically, mentally, or psychologically. We all have something that's sort of like a stress bucket, and people's stress buckets are different sizes. Some people have small ones, some people have large ones. The size of your bucket depends really on what you can stand, how much stress you can withstand and handle. An adaptogen increases the size of your stress bucket. It simply helps you to handle more stress of whatever kind it may be on your body, and it helps you to live a better life on all fronts. So we, number one, want to make sure that we have these adaptogens. Adaptogens are going to be the list of 5 products that I give you that are in the Uplift formula. So obviously there are more adaptogens than just these 5, but these are the particular 5 that Shawn Wells chose for Uplift in order for them to work together to have the synergy that he wanted to see in order to optimize our brain power. And you guys, I don't know about you, but I'm all about that. Please put something in the comments and put yes if you feel like you need to optimize your brain power. I think that's going to be everyone who's watching, right? Okay, so bear with me. I do have to bear with a few notes because I'm not a scientist. And I'm very, very interested in science. I do have a lot of science background in college, but I'm still not a scientist these days, and I can't just spout this stuff off from the top of my head. So the first ingredient is rhodiola. That comes from Russia. Rhodiola gives you more energy and better sleep. It helps to optimize you. It actually puts you into an anti-fragile state. You know, sometimes emotionally we just may feel so fragile, or maybe physically you're worn down and you feel very fragile. This helps you not be so fragile in whatever way it may happen to be. The Rhodeo Prime is the trademark name of the ingredient that's in Uplift, and it's very concentrated. There's enough in there that you will actually feel the uplift from it, and you have a full efficacious dose in Uplift. Many products out there put only just a sprinkle of the ingredients in there, just enough to be able to put it on their label. But rhodiola has a full dose, Uplift has a full dose of rhodiola in there so that it can truly optimize what's going on with your brain. Helps your mental focus and your mental stamina. The second ingredient that's in Uplift is called Genius Pure. Now that sounds like a great name, right? Wouldn't we all love to have a little bit more genius in us? What that is alpha GPC. That probably means nothing to most of you, just as it meant nothing to me. However, here's what it means. It's the most bioavailable form of choline, which usually comes from B vitamins. It gives you focus and attention. Alpha GPC is needed by the brain in order to function at any optimal level. This is a very clean source. It's a very pure and concentrated source, much more so than other versions. And when Sean Wells was talking about this and describing it, then he went through a multitude of things that this is needed for. But you guys, let me tell you, it was something highly important. It was just extremely detailed and scientific, more than what most of us would ever want to get into or have to understand. All we want to know is that it is extremely good for our brain, and it's going to give us a lot of focus and attention, and it's in a very clean source, and it's bioavailable, which is important too. What that means is that when you ingest it, when you bring it into your body is in a form that your body can easily absorb, so that it actually means something to your body. If there's something out there that you take in, but it's not, quote, bioavailable, that means you took it in, but your body really didn't get the benefit of it. So we don't want any ingredients like that, right? There's no point in even sticking that in our mouths in the first place. But this Genius Pure Alpha GPC is very bioavailable. It is ultra important for proper brain function. The third ingredient is called Curcuprime. Now that again is the trademarked ingredient name for the ingredient that's in Uplift, and it stands for tetrahydrocurcumin. Now the tetrahydro, let's just kind of slice that part of the word off and let's go with curcumin, because almost everybody out there has heard of curcumin. This is very clean, it's more convenient and more concentrated than other forms of curcumin that you could possibly get. It has a higher bioavailability than almost any other version of curcumin that you could ever possibly intake. Curcumin is for anti-inflammatory, it regulates blood sugar, it decreases oxidative stress, it improves your blood flow, it helps with acetylcholine and histamine, which again are two powerful chemicals that we need for proper brain functioning, for focus, for attention. These are utmost importance to us in order to have the very best and optimal performance that we could possibly have. It improves cognitive performance under stressful situations. Who couldn't use that, right? We live in a world with so much stress these days. We need all the help we can get. If you're one of those people, then hey, by the way, go ahead and click that button below. If you want to, you can go ahead and order the product right now and be on your way to some better brain health and fitness, because the link below will direct you to my website so that you can place an order. You're also welcome to put questions in the comments section if you want to, and I would love to answer those for you. So the fourth ingredient is called L-tyrosine. Many of you have heard of that too. It's a very common amino acid that we hear about. This supports memory and the ability to process information. It promotes deep thinking. It's a precursor to the neurotransmitter dopamine. Most people have heard of dopamine. That's kind of the feel-good, the pleasure chemical that we have in our bodies. Now, you can take that to extremes, but for most people, dopamine is a very, very healthy thing because it helps you to feel more joyful, more present. It's what drives people to succeed in their career, in their sports, in any endeavor that they undertake. Dopamine is kind of that feel-good chemical. And L-tyrosine, that amino acid, helps to generate the production of dopamine within the brain. So again, we all want to feel good, right? I think we can agree on that. Okay, the fifth ingredient is something called Finity. It starts with an E, and that is a trademark name, again, of the ingredient that's in Uplift, but it's actually paraxanthine. And people have started to hear about paraxanthine. I talked about it before in the video that I did on Uplift, which again was, as said, much more generic. But paraxanthine is a metabolite of coffee. Coffee is broken down into 3 different metabolites. The caffeine is broken down in 3 different metabolites. One of those is paraxanthine. And paraxanthine is very, very interesting in that it has all the good effects on your body, but none of the bad effects of caffeine. Now, why do most of us drink coffee? Most of us drink it to feel more alert, more focused, ready to face the world for the day. And yes, it kind of just feels good and tastes good. It's sort of a comfort thing for those of us who are used to drinking a cup or 2 of coffee when we get up in the mornings. But 60% of the population are very slow metabolizers. If you happen to be one of those slow metabolizers, then your coffee is going to be 10 times more toxic than any one of the metabolites alone would be. Now, paraxanthine is actually very, very clean. With coffee, then, you're going to worry about some of the other toxic side effects and benefits that could be in there. But think about if you drink a cup of coffee and you're a very, very slow metabolizer, then it's like a slow drip into your body. You're going to get no benefit at all of the really good effects, but yet because it's lingering in your body, you're going to have those negative side effects that people like to avoid when they do drink coffee. So, in other words, we're missing out on the benefit of paraxanthine, which is the healthiest and best part of coffee for our bodies and our brains. And by drinking the coffee, we're missing out on that because for most of us, our metabolism is too slow for us to get that benefit and actually feel the effects, okay? Now, that means we've got about another 20% or so of people who have very fast metabolism. And when they drink coffee, they can go straight to bed and it doesn't even bother them. They say coffee doesn't keep me awake because they metabolize it so quickly. But what happens with them is you have to keep drinking more and more and more and more coffee in order to get the positive benefits from it because it's metabolized so quickly and out of your system that maybe you don't feel so much of the negative, but that also means that you don't get the positives either because it's in your body and then it's out of there so fast. So if you want to feel positive effects from drinking that cup of coffee or having that caffeine, it needs to be in your body a little bit longer. Well, since it's not going to stay longer because you metabolize quickly, then guess what? You have to have more and more and more and more to get that effect of the paraxanthine. The paraxanthine, it's just such an incredible metabolite because it's one that helps concentration, it helps focus, it increases your alertness, it increases your stamina, it increases your heart rate variability or your HRV, which we hear about a lot, and you want that number to be high because that means that your overall health is better when you've got a higher heart rate availability. So it actually improves the heart rate availability of people, which, by the way, worsens with caffeine. So the paraxanthine also increases dopamine, it increases serotonin, it increases something called BDNF, which improves the health of the brain cells and creates new ones. Okay, I don't know about the rest of you all, but you can raise your hand down in the comments section to let me know that yes, you would like to not only have healthier brain cells, but produce some new ones. Because I don't know about you all, but I'm getting older and I want good new brain cells resting up here in this head. It also increases the acetylcholine, which is what carries the messages from one neuron to another in your brain. You want that to be plentiful and you want to be bountiful so that you're getting messages between all the neurons and making all the connections that you want your brain to make and that your brain needs to make for you to have an optimal life. So this paraxanthine is hugely important, and again, you're going to be hearing more and more and more about paraxanthine in the months and the years to come, because as scientists have now discovered that and been able to break down to see exactly how effective it is and what all it does, they know that they're going to be finding ways to put this into different formulas so that we can make sure that we're ingesting it and getting it into our systems. Paraxanthine outperforms caffeine in every test that's been done out there, whether it's been done on like gamers, professional gamers who are sitting there just playing games all day, any tests that they've done, people who've run races, anything within the clinical trial world, then paraxanthine alone outperforms caffeine. So remember that you're going to want this product Uplift because it has paraxanthine in it in a meaningful amount, and it's actually like a full dosage of what you would need of paraxanthine. These 5 ingredients work together. They're very, very synergistic ingredients. Together, you get the alertness, the focus, the concentration, the memory, performance under stress. You have more stamina. You have a better reaction time. And I don't know what more I can tell you about it. What more would you want with your brain? It also helps to reduce the amyloid plaques, which some people associate with dementia or Alzheimer's. We're not saying this treats or cures anything. I'm just telling you the research on it. And you can draw your own conclusions from there if it's something that you would want to participate in or not. So these synergistic ingredients give you the acute benefit of what I just mentioned to you, which is going to be that alertness, focus, concentration, memory, better reaction time, more stamina. People use it before they work out, they use it before they take tests. I say use it, but it's actually something that you want to take 3 capsules a day. You can take those all 3 together, you can take them separately, because you get that acute impact from it and health for your brain. But there's also a long-term health benefit, and that is of a healthier brain, because this reverses a lot of brain aging issues and problems. You guys, let me repeat that again. This Uplift product, because of the synergy between the 5 different ingredients that are in Uplift, you are going to get a healthier brain because it reverses a lot of brain aging problems. You guys, that to me means everything. That just thrills me to death. So this is the ultimate brain food. It's in the best form. It's in the best dose. It's in a clinical dose. It's got the best ingredients, so to get your brain in an optimal state to perform. So long and short of it all is, your brain is much healthier on Uplift. And you guys, I will tell you, without a brain, your body is meaningless, right? Your brain controls the necessary functions that you want to have day in and day out. When you no longer have your mind, then for most of us, we say, wow, what do we have? We don't have much left. We've just got a body that's here. It's basically a shell. I want you to know all about this phenomenal brain food. I would love for every one of you to start taking this, because again, you get not only the short-term and the immediate effects from taking it, but its cumulative effect over the long haul, where it continues to improve your brain and make it better and better and better. And I want that for all of you, because I want you to be able to live your best life. So again, thank you for joining me on Debbie D. Reynolds TV. Please go to that comment section if you haven't done it already, and let me know if you think brain food would be important to you. There's a link you can click on if you'd like to go ahead and order, or you can contact me at any of the links that will get you through my social media and will get you to me, and I'd love to engage in conversations with you about it. So thank you for listening. I hope this has not been too confusing for you, but at the same time, I appreciate that you did listen and that you now at least have some understanding and knowledge and grasp of just truly how phenomenal Uplift is for you, your brain, and your family. Thanks so much for being with me, and have a great evening.